It's not coming here. All right. So I'm gonna dial into TikTok, try to get that going, and see how many people we can get in here.
Awesome.
And then I want to
Open up this YouTube chat.
create like an overlay almost for YouTube. Let's see here. Like,
Your mic's kind of coming in and out a little bit, by the way. Oh, I see what you're doing. Okay.
So like if we can just make that message bigger some way, I think that would be helpful for people as we kind of get them starting in here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe here, hold up. Let me just make that bigger and put it on every slide.
Yeah, I'll let you cook.
Okay. How's that was?
I think that's perfect.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna try restarting my TikTok stream. It's not getting a lot of views for whatever reason right out the gate. So we'll give this another shot.
Chris, I have the Eagles for tonight's game. I think they cruise. I do like the looks of Dontavian Wicks tonight, though. think it's going to take some time for that Eagles defense to settle in together. So the aerial attack from Jordan Love will be on display.
I'm very big on Jaden Reed and Josh Jacobs tonight. Those are the two guys for me. But outside of that, I like the Eagles, and I like Devonta Smith.
I like the Eagles as well.
I think he goes crazy.
I think Wicks is a really good player on Prediction Strike. He's projected like 3 fantasy points less than both Reed and Watson and Dobbs. Also, he like outscored today's projection pretty comfortably in all 4 of his last games that he played into the season.
Get the Discord link in here.
So Eagles picked up some bratwursts, or Margot did. Gonna do a little barbecue and football action tonight. Should be that.
Were people at the place, was their reaction crazy to that last play?
People at the place, what place?
You guys watch it at a restaurant or something?
Oh, no, we didn't watch the end of the game anywhere. We were back home by then.
That was nuts.
I know. That was crazy.
I stashed Likely in the last round of the league I'm in that's like a keeper draft because I thought there was a chance Mark Andrews would be gone next year and he'd be like a good guy to have and he might just be the man now.
Damn, dude. Nova in the Discord max bot Likely before yesterday's game.
That's insane.
I know. Crazy.
I'm surprised his projection was even high enough.
Like, yeah, it must have been like 5.2 or something.
Yeah. I think a lot of it's probably just Mark Andrews is nowhere near 100%, but I mean,
yeah,
he looked good. He was blocking too.
Yeah. Apparently Likely's injured now too.
We like hurt his collarbone on that first play of that goal to go situation.
Yeah.
But then he came back in and obviously caught the almost touchdown. So I feel like he's probably okay, but I have those tiers ready to go wells too. If we want to do that and stack up more of these, or we want to do these first.
Sounds good. We'll go ahead and go through a few of these here. I'm just trying to build up the TikTok audience, and then we'll switch the background and start rolling through these.
Did you see Dylan Budka, Grant, by any chance, at weigh-ins today?
No. What happened?
He came in like 2.5 pounds overweight, and he looks like he was gonna like collapse while he was on the scale.
Damn.
Yeah. Zay Flowers is gonna end up having like 1 million receptions and like less than 1,000 yards in the season. Every game is gonna go that way.
That was insane. The offense in the first half, and just like I guess even in the third quarter, just looks so stagnant.
Yeah.
Wait, this dude got cleared to fight?
I
a bad idea.
I'm definitely not bullish on that on the
And
fight.
he was 2.5 pounds over.
Yeah.
So he just did everything he could in the last few days and just
Yeah, it seems like he was procrastinating a bit.
Damn.
Rip.
Didn't Mahomes have a good game? I can't tell if I'm being roasted by someone in my chat because I think that was a good prediction last night, but I don't know.
I mean,
But
like,
Yeah.
objectively, he beat his fantasy projection. So
which was like what, 20 something, right?
20 and a half, I think.
Well, he went under that, but he went over his yards.
We'll survive.
I think he had 15 points.
All right. That said, I wouldn't be benching Chase for Jaden Reed just yet. I want to look into that a bit more tricky.
Especially with T's little injury picked up yesterday.
Well, I'm going to dive into that a little bit later. We'll start with teams just because I think we need to look into it a little bit more. It's just kind of, I don't know, it's a weird one. Like, I think we could be expecting a big Jermaine Burton and Andre Yosabaste. But yes, we're live on YouTube if you guys want to get your teams rated. So please, not please, feel free to pop in. Link to that is in the bio. We're going to go through team reviews right now. So if you want to get your team reviewed by myself and Jackson and Grant here and help with trade requests, I encourage you to join there. Link to that is in the bio. It's the easiest way to actually have like a conversation about your team rather than you trying to give us like one part of the puzzle here. But appreciate you all coming in here. I wouldn't be panicking too much about Mark Andrews, but we can tell you about some trade value you can get for him on the low. So link to that in the bio.
Are you guys starting Hunter Henry or Granson?
I would be going with Hunter Henry, realistically. I think Granson's fun, but that's more of like a DFS play. With that said, the first squad we got here is Anthony Richardson, Devon Achon, Christian McCaffrey, Marvin Harrison, Malik Neighbors, Sam Laporta, Zay Flowers. Yeah, I like this squad a lot. I honestly would be trying to sell. Like, I'm not very interested in Zay Flowers. Maybe I'm like, it just seemed to me that Rashad Bateman generally did better, at least getting targets down the field, but he just had a higher target rate was all it was. Let's see here. You got Gus, Chuba, Reed. I like Reed a lot tonight. Shakir is really fun too. I like this squad a lot. This is a very, very strong squad for a 10-man league, especially. Big fan of it. Yeah, I don't really have anything to say. Your running backs are ridiculous. Your receivers are a lot of fun. Like, if anything, maybe get like a more veteran presence, I guess, at receiver. But like, you spent really good equity on these guys, so it's kind of hard to not like this squad.
Pretty much hit all the stops on the bench too. Like,
yeah, nothing to really be said. Good job. All right, moving on to the next squad here. We've got another Anthony Richardson start. Pacheco, Cook, Amon St. Brown, Brandon Ayuk, Zay Flowers. Rashee Rice on your bench. You are a moron. Sorry. Like, yeah, you should never have Rashee Rice on your bench. He should always be over Zay Flowers. So I hope that's not what you did last night, because he is him. But yeah, you need to upgrade your running backs realistically to another tier. But we will see how that kind of progresses through the system.
It's a weird league where you don't need a tight end too. So like Kincaid's value is super diminished. I'm super high on him, but like you're realistically not going to start him over a receiver ever. So
yeah, it's an interesting setup for a league. Huh. Yeah, fun squad overall. I would try to upgrade your running backs though, if anything. You don't need 3 quarterbacks as well. That doesn't make sense here.
yeah.
So I would make some changes on the bench, but you have some really, really strong players on this team. All right, let's see here. Another Anthony Richardson squad. Josh Jacobs, he's going to have a lot of usage tonight. Your receivers are cracked. Yeah, I would put him up here, realistically, instead of the flex. But, yeah, fun squad. Really strong team. Should be fun for kind of how it progresses throughout the season here.
Probably
not really
didn't
much to be said.
They probably didn't need to invest draft capital in Schultz and Stafford, but they ended up with a really strong team.
Yeah, like you don't really need Stafford with this, but like I think it's fine. Like if anything, like I would try to technically upgrade your running back room, but you don't really need to do that because like you have another running back that's great here. So I think it's a fine squad. All right, with that said, moving on to the next one here. We got Anthony Richardson, Jonathan Taylor, Zamir White, DK Metcalf, Garrett Wilson, Dalton Schultz. Rice was in the flex. We told you to leave your flex open and put him in the receiver slot, so you didn't listen. But it's fine. He put points up on the board for you. You don't really need to be making any switches this weekend anyways. You got Devon Vele. That'll be an interesting one. See the 26-year-old rookie that Sean Payton likes out there. But, yeah, try to upgrade the running back room if anything. Zamir White sounds like he's going to be a little bit of a workhorse for the Raiders, which will be fun. Jonathan Taylor, I think, is a bit overvalued, but we will see how that goes. Anything you guys got on the squad?
No, I think you covered it pretty well.
Let's see here. Should you trade Kirk and Ramondre for Achon? I want the Achon side of that deal, Nathan. Let's see here. Jared Goff or Kyler Murray, but QBs get a point per pass attempt. Probably still Kyler Murray. Let's see here. Josh Allen, Jonathan Taylor, Raheem Mostert, Justin Jefferson, DK Metcalf, Rashee Rice. Let's see here. Yeah, fun squad. As you guys know, I'm not the biggest Jonathan Taylor stan in the world, but it is what it is.
Josiah, the Discord link is in the YouTube chat.
Let's see here. Start. There you go, if you guys need it.
Do you guys think it's smart to start both Eagles wide receivers or just start Diggs over Devontae?
Let's see here. Or just start Diggs over Devonta. I'm fine starting both receivers. I really don't mind. Like, you got a lot of talented receivers. You might need to invest in other spots, but
I like Devontae Smith's matchup a lot tonight, so I would be.
Yeah, he's the guy I want more. But like realistically, you have two really, really talented receivers that can both be top 10 easily. They've done it before. Calvin Ridley is a no for me. I would really ship Jonathan Taylor and Calvin Ridley together to try to upgrade. Because people might be like really valuing Calvin Ridley going into this week because they're like, oh, DeAndre Hopkins will be limited, but it's like you're going against Jalen Johnson. You're going to get that work. It's just how it goes. But I like the receivers. I think they're fun. Yeah, not really much to be said. It all depends kind of on your league settings, but if it's PPR, like Jameson Williams isn't going to be nearly as good.
It's 12-man PPR, no mandatory tight end.
Yeah. He's not going to be as good because he's just more of a deep ball guy. But other than that, it's fun. Grant and Jackson really like Dontavian Wicks. It'll be fun to see how he kind of merges more this year. As we can all tell, he's an extremely talented player.
Yeah, I don't know if you can start him today. I think some of his props are live.
I'm
and I
going
like
to put him over Justin Jefferson.
on PS, but I feel like it's got to wait a couple weeks to see how much you can trust it or just how that offense is running.
Yeah. I'd go with Hurts over Love. And then let's see. Speaking of Jalen Hurts, the starting guy you have here, your receivers are very fun. I would consider Josh Palmer over Montgomery or Javonte Williams, preferably, or Reed. A lot of interesting options. You're insane. Let's see here. I like the squad. I would try to upgrade your RB2 here. I just don't think this is going to be sustainable for you. But yeah, it's a fun squad. Like, your receivers are really strong. Your tight ends definitely fun. Not really too much to be said. And a 9-man full PPR though, like this should be a lot better though. Like this feels very light, even like a 9-man. Like I feel like you have something stronger here. I thought this was closer to more like a 10. Well, I guess that would be literally one less than 10, so that's kind of dumb to say. But I don't know. I just feel like it could be stronger if it's like that few people, like you're running back specifically.
Montgomery week 1, I feel like I get why you're starting him. He should have a big week, but definitely a little shallow there. Hopefully Jonathan Brooks can give you something.
So, yeah, Joe.
Do you think if Chuba's playing well, that Brooks will ever have a role? I mean, it probably depends.
Oh yeah, it's going to be more like down the stretch though.
Yeah,
like that's how it works with that. But yeah, Jackson's going to get to all these teams on Discord while we kind of go through this here. With that said, Grant, do you have the team ranker thing or whatever?
The tier list?
Yeah, we can go ahead.
What position you want to start with?
Let's go through quarterbacks. Because I already kind of did that one yesterday on TikTok, so I want to do that one again. All right, awesome. Happy to hear you guys are on this team. And Jackson will get to all of you and make sure to get those teams on this particular stream here.
Yes, sir.
But in the meantime, we're going to go through and do a rankings so people can get their teams in.
All right, let's change up what some of these.
Grant does that.
Yeah, I can just share my screen. All right. Can you guys see this?
Perfect. Alrighty.
I mean, if we want to rank, I mean, I feel like two of the guys that played yesterday are in the upper echelon of this tier or right here. So
I think you could put Lamar pretty much at 1 for the week because of how much that man ran.
throw that there. I mean, Mahomes will be.
Mahomes will be like 4 through 10.
Yeah.
After that, I'd put realistically Richardson and Stroud, or Allen and Richardson. Then, yeah,
you go Allen over Hurts here. I mean, Hurts or Richardson over Hurts.
I just look at like Richardson's game environment. I'm like, that screams just like super, super high scoring game. So to me, it's just like I like that more. And then after that, it's like Hurts. Like they're all in the same tier, realistically. Stroud
there.
These were my top 6. Like it just doesn't stray for that. Like they're just all going to do really well. Then after that, I went to like Tua and Goff.
Yeah,
I like actually Kyler goes ahead of them.
Yeah,
he's in that game with Josh Allen, and they could honestly win that. Then it's like Tua and Goff. I love Joe Burrow, but like that game could generally be a blowout. So it's like I think he has the upside there.
I think he's probably here.
Yeah, he's right there. Let's see here. And then I loved Daniel Jones this week. They have a better offensive line difference. He's mobile.
What do you think about Jaden?
Top 10. I got him top 10 this week for Daniel Jones. He projects to be the QB 12 by consensus. I got Jaden this next tier with Joe Burrow. Easily could be in that A tier because of the weapons. Like same thing with Baker Mayfield. But like Baker Mayfield could generally be in a spot where they blow that game out. That's kind of my concern.
Yeah.
Jaden Daniels, he has the mobile upside, but like he's a rookie going into his first game against an underrated defense. I don't know how high I really want to be on him in that game as well. So that's something like I'm willing to be like you can easily put him in like the upper echelon, but I'm a little bit more reserved. If
Fields starts, where does Fields go?
Fields starts. He's probably in best. He's still in the same tier, but like I don't think he's going to play. So yeah, like these are the best ball guys. I'll put them. But like I'd put in 10 through 15. I'd put Baker and Caleb for sure.
Yeah.
And I would also throw in Deshaun in there. I think he's an underrated one for this weekend. Just because I think the defense is overrated. Unfortunately, his dad just passed away, but I think that's going to put him and the rest of the team in the mindset to just dominate.
You like him more than a Geno or Purdy or something this week?
The thing is with Geno, it's just like if they're winning that game, I don't think it's through the air. I think just Kenneth Walker's having a show. You know what I mean, man?
Yes.
Like realistically, we can create another tier here where it's just kind of like these guys I like, but it's like I don't see them as optimal, if that makes sense. Like they're just not guys that like I see being like, oh, the overall focal point. So I put them below the 10 to 15 tier here, right? So those would be plays like a Kirk Cousins, a Dak Prescott, a Geno Smith. Like these are like really strong plays. Realistically, I could easily see them being completely wrong. I'd throw Herbert in there. I'd throw Rodgers. I'd throw Stafford. Like you can pretty throw the vast majority of these guys into that
like
team.
Everyone besides Carr and Levis.
Yeah, basically everybody but like these bottom 3. Like
I like Will Levis.
Dude, I think Jalen Johnson is going to like feast on.
It's possible, but I mean, I don't know in particular about this game, but in general, I think he could throw.
He's going to have his spots. He's going to have his spots. I just don't think this is the one for him. Like that's what I'm saying. Like I think you're right. He's going to be relevant. He's going to have some spots where he really pops because he's just like psycho.
I think he's going to be slinging, yeah.
But like overall, this is kind of my kind of realm. I look at the top tier quarterbacks. It's like you can't go away from their mobility. I love it. People don't like Daniel Jones this week, but it's just like you're expecting so much out of Malik Neighbors. I don't think Malik Neighbors is like going to have a bad game against this defense, and it's stable. He's going to be chucking the shit out of the ball to him. So I really like that upside there. And then I think there's a little bit of risk in this next tier. So like the risk I see through 10 through 15 here, right? It's Joe Burrow. Like that game could easily not be competitive. Jaden Daniels, mobile upside, rookie. Jordan Love, the offensive line differential here is really terrible. Same thing with Baker about the game getting out of hand or it's just being a Rachaad White show. Caleb, same thing. Game could get out of hand. Deshaun Watson, a lot of ways that could go. And then the next year, it's just kind of like you guys are just non-mobile quarterbacks for the most part who could be in positive game scripts that make you good. But yeah, and then the next
a
one
lot of those guys are playing against good defenses too, like Rodgers, Purdy, and Dak. Not ideal matchups.
Yeah. All right, let's go on to the next list. Let's knock out receivers here.
All right. Get that
Okay.
dialed up.
Then how are the teams coming, Jackson?
There's 2, and a few more people in my DMs.
Perfect. We'll let those keep cooking. We'll keep on going through here. Nico or Diggs? Nico is great in the Andre Johnson role. I just think that it's going to be a big Diggs week. You should be playing all Texas receivers at all times this year. This could be CJ Stroud legacy season. Texans Super Bowl. Book it. I was hearing like there's some like insane like Will Anderson was like top 5 in pressures last year or something like that as a rookie. So week 1 or just normal yearly ranking. That's just week 1, the roll. We're going to be doing weekly rankings for you guys and kind of talking through them so you have our general thought process and how we're going to be going about that. Let's see here. What do you never get to hear my thoughts on? James Conner, you ended your. Oh, I like James Conner this weekend. I think he's going to have a lot of usage. That's how you want to be playing James Conner's by usage.
All right. You guys can see this?
Yes, sir.
Bell cow alert.
Love it. Bell cow. All right. So, yeah, that's best ball. Okay, let's see. Let's just start with the elite guys. Yeah, throw up.
Amon-Ra might be in there.
Yeah, Amon-Ra is easily there. Like, Amon-Ra is, like, up there. Same thing with CD.
And Reek, probably. I think that's probably the top 3 this week.
Yeah, Tyreek. Well, realistically, my wide receiver 1 this week is Justin Jefferson.
Okay.
I think he has the best week.
Which one of these guys goes down then?
I'd put CD Lamb. I think he's not going to have as good of a week this week. Just because, like, I think Jefferson's the one. But AJ Brown's in a lower tier. Let's see here.
Is he 8 though, or is he 9 to 15?
He's going to be like 8 or 9. Like, we have to kind of decide as we kind of go through here. Cooper Kupp and Puka are easily like insane starts this week.
They're probably in this CD.
Dude, there's a lot of really good ones this week. Damn, I would have had Rashee Rice up in this top 10 realistically because he has my wide receiver 8 on the season.
Yeah, chuck him in here. Probably 9, 10.
Yeah.
Here's Puka.
Yeah.
Get him up here.
Yeah,
in
Puka
the CD tier. Is Kupp in the AJ Brown tier, or is he in the Puka tier, you think?
I think can be right next to Puka. I think they're both in just as good of a spot as one another to feast. Jamar Chase,
Smith.
I'd put lower. Let's create an extra tier as well, below like the super elite guys. Let's see.
In between flex and 9 to 15?
Yeah. That way we just have some more spacing. Because there's going to be some guys that like we have interest in, but like aren't really sold on. You know what I mean? And let's see here. Let's make the 9 to 15 range. These are still solid matchups too. And we can really expand it to 20. All right, let's see here. Perfect.
Kupp over Puka this week? I don't think that's a crazy take at all.
That's what I'm saying. Like, this is a week I could see that happening. Drake London, I'd put he in that high upside with questions category personally. Same thing with Amari Cooper.
Don't really know what it's going to look like.
Like, I love Amari Cooper, but he goes in that category as well. Like, he has high upside, but there's questions because of the passing volume, etc.
Just traded Schultz.
Devontae, I think, has to be here.
Devontae, honestly, I would consider putting him even higher. Like, I think there's a chance he's one of the best like picks for this week.
We'll chuck him here for now.
Like, I think the media narrative is really going to push that, honestly.
Do you see Chase?
Chase, I thought, did we rank him?
He's in the bottom right, yeah.
Yeah, I'd put high upside with questions. Like, I love him this week, but it's like he might be limited. You should always be starting Chase is kind of the deal. You know what I mean? But like Mike Evans,
Neighbors probably both have to go in high upside with questions for week 1.
Marv definitely in high upside with week 1. Neighbors, I think he's just going to be straight up elite. Like, I have no questions about this matchup for him. He's going to be.
We'll chuck him.
I put him in. Like, you can put him 9 through 17. Like, you don't have to put him like the best of the best, but like in that tier.
Should we do Garrett Wilson in the Puka tier?
Yeah.
Garrett Wilson in the Puka tier. Wait, who are they playing again?
Niners.
Niners. I wouldn't put him up there. I'd put him more in that high upside with questions because realistically we don't know about Rodgers just yet. Like, we like the upside, but like he's got questions against that secondary. Very talented though. Like, you're still going to be starting him. Let's see here. Scrolling down. Let's see here. Brandon Ayuk, I'd put in that high upside with questions. Let's see here.
Who are we
DJ
throwing
Moore,
in
I like
this
9 to
tier? Do you see
17.
anyone else?
I like
elite?
DJ
Yeah,
Moore a lot.
agree.
Let's see here.
Devontae
Nico-
Smith.
Yeah, Devonta Smith, 100%. We can throw all the Texans receivers in there. Outside of Dell, I think he has to technically get the bump out of the three. Like, he is high upside with questions, but Nico and Diggs need to be in that conversation because Nico's in the Andre Johnson role, and Diggs got named captain this week, and it's kind of his type of game. I think the matchup bodes well for him too. Let's see here. Olave, high upside with questions.
Waddle probably high upside with
Yeah.
questions.
Yeah. Let's see here.
I'll check in there.
Yeah. I put beat. Yeah, that's probably best.
Jahan Dotson isn't even making the list.
Yeah.
Where do we want to put Michael Pittman realistically? Is he a high upside with questions kind of guy, you think?
I would say with questions asterisk just because of
He's low key
Aaron.
9 to
it's-
17.
That's what I'm saying. It's because we love the game environment and the usage should easily be there, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Let's
I
put him
think-
there. Who do we want to bump? Do we have anybody else we like that we're just missing out on in this next tier, or should we bump somebody up? I think we need to bump someone up from this lower tier. that we're confident in.
I like Terry, but I don't know if he doesn't go all the way up there. But
Yeah.
Mike Evans,
Let's see here.
I think
is Mike Evans?
it's probably
Yeah, Mike
equal
Evans should be
now.
in that 4 to 8 tier easily.
Yeah.
Yeah, wherever Mike Evans is, he needs to be up there.
I feel like Garrett Wilson has an argument to be in there too, despite 49ers having a pretty good
Yeah.
secondary.
I don't know. I just look at Mike, and I think there's a spot where he just is a freak in this offense, especially if he gets
Yeah.
competitive. Let's see here. Curtis is a best ball play this week. Don't like him. Khalil Shakir is our guy there. Dontavian Wicks, best ball. Godwin, I'd put him in a flex. I'd put Godwin in the flex.
Yeah.
Because, realistically,
league
if
or something,
Mike
I guess.
Evans busts, then he's good there. Yeah, Christian Kirk's a flex. Gridley's a flex. Watson's a flex.
Reed's probably a flex.
Yeah, Reed's a flex.
Sean Dotson isn't even making the board.
Jahan Dotson's even making the board.
Pickens flex.
I
or
put-
he might be
I'd put-
high up.
He is high upside with questions, but I think of him more as a flex just because of the volume. Personally, I just don't think he's ever really going to have he's going to have those games where he obviously goes off for four catches for 120 yards and 2 touchdowns, right?
Yeah. Is
but,
Terry
those-
here or is he at the edge of this?
I could see him as high upside with questions just because it's he's a very talented receiver, and we know the volume is definitely going to be there. It's just is it going to
Yeah.
connect? I like that argument. I think
We need to
that's
move one guy up to this tier.
fine. Let's do it with Garrett Wilson then.
Okay.
I like Amari Cooper, but I feel safer with just Garrett Wilson as a talent. Let's see here.
Xavier Worthy probably was going to be a best ball, but
Yeah.
obviously surpassed
Yeah,
that. Deontay's a flex.
Yeah, Deontay's realistically a flex this week.
Jaden
I don't know.
Reed. Where's
Well,
Debo?
I put Deontay in high upside with questions because it's a usage thing there. He could just be a ridiculous PPR scam. DK, I'd say he's more of a flex this week, not so much because of the talent, but I think Jackson brought up a great point about the
Yeah.
matchup there.
What do we think about
Mike's there, agree.
Debo?
Debo, high upside with questions. It's going to be pretty much the 49ers ranking each and every single week for us. Let's see here. Yeah, Lockett there. Higgins, he scares me this week, man. Let's see here. Zay, yeah, he's a flex. Marquise Brown's the best ball. All of these guys are best ball this week. Outside of Christian Watson, I like taking chances on him in the flex.
Yeah.
Yeah. This feels
I think
fair.
that looks pretty good.
Yeah, we could realistically adjust stuff if needed, but this feels fair. Yeah, because realistically, you're starting a lot of these guys. Just some are more preferred than others.
Mm-hmm.
Alrighty. Anyone?
Would Rice probably have been in the high upside with questions section? How do you
No.
play?
I would have still put him top 5, realistically top 10. I love the spot for him regardless. I'm just this is a guy that's just going to get peppered and everybody's not
Yeah.
seeing it. But we will see how that one continues forward. All right, let's see
Want to
here.
do some running backs?
Yeah, we'll do some running backs. I like Shakir more than Coleman, Mr. Maxey.
Should we get to these teams first so they don't have to wait
How
too long?
random do you want to say?
Yeah.
Colton? Yeah, let's go ahead and go through some teams. Alrighty. So on to the next one here. We got Kyler Murray, Travis Etienne, Alvin Kamara, Amon St. Brown, Garrett Wilson, Trey McBride, DJ Moore, Seahawks defense. Alrighty. I like the Seahawks defense to a degree. Let's see here. Coleman, McLaurin, Jason Swift, Javante, Caleb. Yeah, fun, strong squad. Not really much to be said about this. I would be advising you to find more running back depth to upgrade throughout the season, just because I don't think Kamara is going to really be that guy for the whole entire year. There is definitely a possibility for it, but not really kind of random. Pretty random for someone to score. Most random guy I can think of is Jamari Thrash, but he's probably not going to be on your board. Kylan Granson is rather random. I like him to score this weekend. Let's see here. But yeah, I like the squad. It's going to be good for week 1, but it's like I like to try to help you build beyond that. So I'd be trying to pair these up to increase your RB strength here more than anything. Overall, really, really solid squad. And I like the correlation you have with your quarterback and tight end.
Kale Weaver, to get your team ranked, you have to send me a DM in the Discord, and I'll just put it in the team ranking chat. That's more for just like brief text reviews, that channel in the Discord.
All right. Moving on to the next one here. We got Josh Allen, James Conner, Travis Etienne. So another similar kind of deal here where we're going to be encouraging you to build up your running back strength further. Let's see here. You really don't need Baker if you have Josh Allen. Like, you really just don't. Especially with zero correlation for him. Debo on your bench is, like that doesn't really need to ever happen. You can be trying to pair him to like upgrade these running backs if needed, or your tight end, which I think your tight end is fine for what it's worth. Yeah, I'd just be trying to increase the strength of your running backs. You have a lot of really, really strong plays sitting on the bench. Just try to take the advantage of those and try to upgrade further forward so you can have the strongest overall roster possible. I am concerned about Devontae and Hale's long-term outlook for the season, but I love their matchups for this week. With that said, we move on to the next one. His @ is Jamario Moon, what we have here on the page.
I'll repost the link too.
Cool.
Yeah. I don't believe that Xavier Worthy is the steal of the draft, but he is definitely a very, very fun player.
That was just like realistically, that end around was just horrendous defense.
Yeah.
Like, no NFL team should look that bad against an end around. I mean,
Well,
fast,
yeah.
but like
that's the thing. It's going to be very hype more than anything.
yeah,
Like, he didn't have
scored
anything.
twice, which is great, but he like the usage wasn't great. I mean, he caught 2 passes, got 1 carry, and he scored 2 touchdowns, which is like probably going to be what he is, and he's going to score some touchdowns. But there's going to be games where he has 2 catches for 40 yards and they don't break, and then that's just what you get.
Yeah. Like, I love the talent. I think he's going to be a beast, but like, it's just not going to be the level of usage people will probably want out the gate for week 1 for a week-to-week starter.
You could probably ship him for a lot of value right now if you have him on your team as well.
Facts. Let's see here. Kyler Murray, Jahmyr Gibbs, Alvin Kamara, Devonta Smith, Amon St. Brown. So really strong squad. Sorry about your Mark Andrews start. Xavier Worthy on the bench. I still think that was the correct play, realistically. I would be trying to upgrade your running backs, like I said. Like, that's the only thing you could tend to do with Kamara is just I don't think he's going to survive the whole season.
We mentioned that DK matchup. The Cowboys' run defense isn't great. Are we thinking about potentially starting Jerome Ford over DK this week? Is that crazy?
I don't think that's crazy. No, honestly, because I feel like they're going to give Jerome pretty much.
I feel like he's going to get a ton of carries, and the
Yeah.
Cowboys' run defense is not great.
I want to look at the projections for that. Where is it?
I assume Jerome's around 10-ish.
I'd say Jerome's like a 12
it's like
fantasy point
11
kind of
point.
guy.
11.8 is my guess.
I'll go 10.7.
Let's see here. Where are you, Jerome Ford? That's the value. 9.4 so far, but I don't think I probably have like the current receptions with him, I guess. So he's probably closer to like 11. And then DK projects for 13.1. So they probably honestly project really close. I'd take more chances on Kylan Granson, personally. I think that Luke Musgrave is really going to disappoint a lot of people tonight. Like, I think everyone's expecting Jordan Love to be like Brett Favre or Aaron Rodgers, and he very well could be. But I think this is going to be a very difficult matchup tonight. I think it's going to be a fun one. I will say that. It's going to be a very fun one.
I almost feel like Musgrave is going to end up being pretty much fantasy irrelevant. I feel like Kraft gets worked into that scheme a little bit more this season.
Yeah, that's the thing I'm concerned about as well, man. Like, when I look at that situation, I'm like, Kraft was very good last year. Like, Luke Musgrave, maybe he's just Bambi that finally got his legs. But I don't know. Thoughts on Rice last night? We love that dude for fantasy. Let's see here. But yeah, with that said, let's go ahead and pop into another little ranking session while we get a few more teams in here, and then we'll call it.
Let's do it.
All right. Let's walk through these running backs.
RV time.
Yeah, and that way we can kind of go through some plays tonight as well. I like Jaden Reed a lot. I need to find rush yards for him on markets. I think that's a pretty sharp place to be on. Alternate rush yards.
I don't mind. I need to figure out what props I'm going to be on. I've only really decided on Eagles ML.
Yeah. Also, what do you guys think about? I've kind of become more confident in my DeAndre Swift start. Just the thing I hate about it is like, what if it's just Khalil Herbert? You know, because it's like the more I think about that game, right? I'm like, okay, Will Levis, because I like to look at pressure to sack ratio because I'm a very big analytical kind of guy. And him and Jaden Daniels, that's my biggest concerns in their profiles is they are identical. But like one's actually really good at producing fantasy points, and the other's like likes mayonnaise and is like got very interesting reasons. I'd be Granson over Colby Parkinson personally. Watch Colby Parkinson now nuke. But,
what do we think this tier should be?
All right, those are just kind of like you can put them in if that makes sense. Like they're expected good volume. Let's see here. But with that said, McCaffrey, I'd put he's back of 5. So number 1, I'd honestly consider putting like probably Devon Achon. I think he definitely goes up there in that category this week. He's got a really elite matchup. Usage should be high.
Brees.
Brees can definitely go up there. Bijan can technically go up there. I mean, realistically, Alvin Kamara should be up there, and Rashad White.
Chuck him here.
Like both those guys should have like elite matchups and just elite kind of production. Jahmyr Gibbs kind of falls into that tier as well. Let's see here.
Kyron.
Let's see here. Kyron, his matchup isn't as good, but he's going to get good usage. James Cook goes up in that area as well with him. Because in theory, they should be good. But we'll see how they do.
Who else goes in this top tier? I like Kenneth Walker's matchup. I might just chuck Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, Kenneth Walker and Josh Jacobs for sure. I really like Josh Jacobs off of usage this week. Kenneth Walker's an elite one.
Go Josh upper tier of this.
Yeah, and then I put Isaiah Pacheco in this next tier because it's like I like him, but what is Samaje Perine's role? Derrick Henry would have technically fallen in here too because of how many touchdowns people love him for, but I just hate him. Let's see here. Jonathan Taylor, I'd throw here. Joe Mixon.
Here or up?
In that same tier. That like this 11 through 20, I'm just not confident in their usage via projections as well. James Conner, I'd throw here. Devontae Williams, Travis Etienne. Like high usage guys that should be in decent matchups, but we really don't. I'd throw Swift up in there. I like Najee a bit more this week, but I think it's fine to put him in the does the job category.
Connor.
Let's see here. Higgins just got listed as doubtful. Oh, man. Here we go again.
Yosavas.
Give me my Jermaine Burton stonks some life.
EOC. Well, there goes my faith in my Joe Burrow.
Does the job or is he a flex?
Oh, my God. Who? Pollard?
Tony P.
I'd put him in a flex, man. He's risky, honestly. Like the one thing that we're seeing the coaches consistently say there is that like, yeah, we're going to be doing a committee. It's like, oh, hot hand approach. Love that for fantasy. Javonte, I'd put him in a does the job spot for this week. Same thing with Ramondre.
What about Saquon?
I'll say we completely forgot about Saquon here.
I'd
put him up there. Like he could easily ascend in theory, but Zach Moss, yeah. Let's see here. Yeah.
Montgomery flex or does the job?
Does the job because he projects for good points. Like he and Raheem Mostert are very similar. Like to me, Gus Edwards is a flex. Yeah, I put him up there. I put James Conner. Yeah,
here does the job.
Down there does the job. Like it should have really good points, but
5, 6, 7, 8.
Does Andre in our mocks for a reason? Took for mocks. That's fair. That's fair. I'm a big Jermaine Burton stan, so we will see if he's alive at all. But that's fun. Jermaine Burton truthers rise.
Anything we want to change in here? I feel like this looks pretty good.
I like it. Yeah.
Reorder some of these a little bit.
I'll say technically you can always reorder stuff, but I'm fine with this. Yeah. Devon Achon. Psychotic. I mean, realistically, I would honestly like move pretty much Brees, Bijan, and McCaffrey all down and I put Jacobs, Kamara, and White up.
You think they're gonna have a better week?
Yeah, I think all three of those guys smash.
All right.
Like I think you need Jacobs this week. I think you need Rashad White, and I think you need Alvin Kamara. I don't think
Who
you
goes
need
down, Brees or Bijan?
Brees and Bijan. I don't think they're in that same tier
Oh,
this week.
Kamara up too.
Yeah, like I think McCaffrey and so forth are easily like I'd move Kenneth Walker down just a little bit, just because like if you want to put McCaffrey and like Bijan up there, I think that's more than fine. Out of disrespect for them, but it's just like I look at Kamara as a true workhorse this weekend and one of the best matchups he can possibly get in a PPR format. Rashad White, like I listened to the Liam Coleman. Let's see here. Yeah, Dylan, I'm live on YouTube. That's why you have this on here.
Take a look at this.
But yeah, I just see this as nothing but elite matchups for me. Like you could technically bring down H-Hunt if you wanted to, but I'm fine with this. All right, and now we want to do tight ends too, correct?
Sure. Yeah.
You're
All right. Perfecto.
Download this.
All right, and then we're doing the last few teams as well after this tight end section with Jackson here. So make sure to get your teams in while you can. Otherwise, you're going to have to just wait till next time we do team reviews, which will likely be next Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern for you all. In which case, you'll just have to annoy Jackson for more expert advice on UFC.
yes, sir.
Anything you really like this weekend?
From a PS perspective, there's some really fun stuff. I personally, like from a betting standpoint, I've been focusing more on NFL kickoff, so I don't have any like early plays in.
Sure.
PS wise though, I am very confident that Matt Schnell is going to lose, probably by knockout, and he's a big favorite on PS. I love Sean Brady.
Right on. All right, time to watch Jermaine Burton preseason highlights while we wait on this. It's the only logical conclusion. Deontay Johnson about to blow up. That's what I've been saying. Let's see here.
I have this ready if you want to jump into it, or we can watch some highlights.
Nah, let's jump into it. Alrighty, tight ends. Yes, Laporta, Kincaid, Kelsey would have projected up there as well. Next tier, Ingram goes at 4. Let's see here. This is where it gets fun.
Is somewhere Kittle probably.
McBride.
Yeah, McBride goes 5.
I'll say McBride goes 5, if not 4. I'd put him 4, honestly. I'd put your boy Njoku behind Ingram. Just from a usage perspective, he should be around there. And then I'd consider probably
Mandrews.
Yeah. I mean, Mark Andrews realistically would have been that next range. Yeah, he like that's the perfect spot for him right there. Yeah, Ferguson would have probably gone there, around there. I think, yeah, likely now goes at 1. But yeah, he would have technically been a best ball. I think
Pitts is probably here.
Yeah, Pitts is probably there. Probably put Bowers there as well. I think Hunter Henry is in that tier, realistically.
I feel like Patty Free could be there too. Make an argument for it.
He could definitely get there. I think Dalton Schultz is sneakily in that same range.
Yeah.
Just because of like how many targets that man did get in preseason. I think there can be an argument for that. You can really make like contingency based cases for a lot of these guys, but they're really better in best ball plays the rest of them.
Who is this guy?
That is Eric All, I think. He could be the sneaky guy this week.
Yeah, he could be.
Just imagine.
Good. That's what I was thinking.
Oh wait, that's
Fuck
actually genius because T is doubtful. I'm getting in on that right now.
I'm chucking him here.
Yeah,
He was low-key cooking in preseason too. Like, okay. Yeah, better best ball for the
who
rest
is
of
this?
these
Is
guys.
this Jonnu Smith?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Jonnu Smith.
He's on the Dolphins?
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude. It's our secret weapon this year.
They've got so many like speedy guys on that squad. It's crazy.
Do we like all of these guys over Goddard?
Yeah, like I think Goddard's good. I think he's gonna get his. It's just like how many targets am I really expecting for him? Like I wouldn't be surprised if next week like we're looking at Greg Dulcich as like a top 8 guy
I
potentially.
kind of
just
want
for
to.
targets.
I mean, we know how it played out, but I almost would have done this even.
I
prior.
think we would honestly push for that because the whole Matt Milano thing.
And I like McBride's matchup.
Yeah. No, that's what I say. I think we would have made that adjustment versus old team Pats. True.
Looks pretty good, I think.
Yeah, I like this. All right. Now we'll go through the last few team reviews here. And yeah, if we even have any. Do we get any more, Jackson, or?
Nope. Let me see if this person that was working. No, we don't have any more. 2 people DM me, but have not signed up.
Gasecki versus old team.
True.
Revenge game.
Mike Gesicki revenge game. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, is he on the Bengals too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn. All right. Well,
Oh wait, we got one guy
You got
here.
one more? All
Yeah.
right.
Let me get it on.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you start H-on or Kamara? Probably H-on. Let's see here. Granson, Sinat, Theo Johnson, or Dulcich full PPR? This is a sicko question. I'm leaning more towards Granson. That's a deep, deep league. Taysom over Goddard, I'd take the risk.
What do we think about Dontavion Wicks to catch 3 passes at plus 115?
Ooh.
It just seems like such a trap line. You know what I mean?
It
Like
does.
it's
really
like
does.
it's like
But
why?
I'd have to be there.
Yeah, it's like we know he's really talented. Why are these lines so low? What do they know?
Grant, are you seeing any Eric All props?
I can check.
I'm not seeing any. I only checked one book though.
Are you seeing any alternate rush lines for Jaden Reed?
I don't have a single one, unfortunately.
Shark.
Receiving yards. Nah, I don't have this, brother.
Dang, dude.
I mean, I think like we just won't be able to beat the market, but I think he'll be up eventually. It's just like
Yeah.
he's probably gonna be a little juiced by then.
Eric All, 2 touchdowns for like
200 to 1.
Yeah.
All right. Jaden Nails, Devin H, Jameer Gibbs, Jaden Reed, Rice, Wilson, McBride.
They pull up the
This is
share
sick.
screen again.
This is sick. What happened?
Share your screen. Do you have the team up? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, I thought I did. My bad. Yeah, no, this team is sick. This is a very fun team. I like it. You could have quarterback concerns, but realistically, his upside is ridiculous. Really, really big fan of this team. I would like if Jaden Reed has a big game today, I would consider selling him. But then again, honestly, like I would try to keep like a better timeline, I guess, of like the running back usage because that's where I'm expecting him to kind of surprise people tonight. Because people won't really be expecting him as much as a rusher. But who knows? Maybe I'm speaking too much on that, and that'll become groupthink. But we will see. Let's see here. But yeah, that's really all we have today. Appreciate all the likes, the gifts, and the follows. Thank you for subscribing on YouTube if you have. I would go with Mike Evans over Kamara, but Kamara is probably the smarter play, honestly. But yeah, until next time, appreciate you all. Hope you have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Peace now.
Please enjoy.